New York City is no stranger to presidential politics. President Barack Obama and GOP frontrunner Mitt Romney regularly come here to fundraise. But the past few weeks, I've had a chance to catch up with candidates of a wide range of political persuasions that you may not have heard about. They're coming to New York to test their message on a population that's seen everything under the sun. Meet Gary Johnson, two-term Republican governor of New Mexico, and now the 2012 Libertarian Party presidential nominee.
I really think that libertarians embrace the best of both parties. In this presidential campaign, there's going to be a reality that sets in that, holy cow, there's only 3 candidates on the ballot in all 50 states.
On the other side of the ideological spectrum, activist Jerry White is taking his Socialist Equality Party campaign to college campuses and sites of high unemployment.
The working class confronts huge transnational corporations that oppress all of us, that are demanding wage cuts in every part of the globe, pitting one worker against the other to see who will work for the cheapest wages and the worst conditions. So there is no national solution for the working class.
At the end of the day, there's little room for third-party candidates, so some are forced to look for ballot access in interesting new places.
I'm the only guy running who's been elected to Congress and the only guy running who's elected governor. But by necessity, I have run for the nomination of the Americans Elect Party. It's online. It's real time. The process starts in May. I have a ways to go, but I've come a long way.
All right, 8:24 now. Luke Vargas joining us live in New York. We were talking about some of the candidates for president that you probably haven't heard of. And Luke, you've had a chance to meet these men. Do you think that they actually think they have a shot to win?
They certainly wouldn't be able to go day to day without having a dream that they could somehow get into this race. I think there are two sort of important things to look at as far as trying to gauge the odds of any of these guys getting in the race. The first is ballot access. Can any of these candidates get on ballots in certain states? Gary Johnson, the first guy in that clip, probably has the best chance as he's partnered with the Libertarian Party. Other candidates, like the man from the Socialist Equality Party, really not going to get on any ballots, so he's hoping for a write-in campaign. Those are very difficult, as you'd imagine.
Jerry White, one of the guys that you talked to, what's his story?
Well, he's with the Socialist Equality Party. Now, the socialists in the United States are broken, sort of a fractured movement in some ways. They've got about 4 different candidates running under socialist titles this year. So he's one of them and trying to make a dent. But, you know, comparing social media followers, for example, some of those, Gary Johnson and Buddy Roemer have almost 30,000 followers on Twitter, for example, whereas Jerry White, less than 200. So there's a big spectrum of candidates trying to squeeze into this third-party position.
Roemer is a political pro. I mean, he's won elections before. How does he feel about being sort of I don't want to call it a sideshow, but in this group of folks who most folks probably have never heard of?
Well, he certainly thought he could get into the Republican presidential debates, and he staked all his campaign on the New Hampshire primary, and not able to get into polls in that state, and then not able to get into the debates. So now he's left in this untested new online area, trying to find a way to get onto the ballot again through Americans Elect, which is a totally untested way of sneaking into the general election. We'll see how it goes.
All right, now, you know, the last elected president used the internet and the technology a lot to his advantage. I don't know if it's going to help in these guys' cases, but are there some other candidates out there that we don't know about that maybe you know about and you'd like to try and talk to them and see what they're up to?
There's certainly a whole slew of other candidates. I was focusing on the ones that were using New York City as a campaign location, because that's where I am. But if you do go online, and even just the Wikipedia article for the election, you'll see dozens of names that you've probably never heard of before, all trying to find a way into this election. And, you know, it's been a two-party system for a long time, and it doesn't look like it's going to necessarily change this year, but that hasn't stopped many people from trying to find a way in.
A lot of us would like to see more than just a two-party system, but this is what we have. Luke Vargas in the Big Apple. I appreciate your time this morning. All right, 8:27 now.